We are going streaking. Well, at least the Reivers are. Final matchup for Iowa Western football in conference play and a chance for their 9th straight regular season conference title. Iowa Falls has never seen a Reiver defeat, but it's not always been easy. The Reivers can wrap up a conference title and stay alive in the national title hunt. Got to get a win first. We'll have the highlights from the Reivers hunt for Panther coming up next. This is the Iowa Western Football Coaches Show. The Coach Stroh Show is on IWTV and the Reivers Sports Network. From the Iowa Western Television Studios on the campus of Iowa Western in Council Bluffs, this is the Coach Stroh Show. I'm Jake Ryan. In 2009, Ellsworth was the boss in the state of Iowa as far as junior college football was concerned. Ever since, it's been Iowa Western assuming those duties. 8 in a row, as we're joined now by head coach Scott Strohmeyer. So you're looking for number 9 heading into this game, Coach. Did you ever think when you moved from Mason City and Nyack to Council Bluffs and started the program that you would be not the owner, not just 1, not 2, not 3, but now 8 straight and looking, by the way, that's 8, and looking for number 9?
I'd like to say yeah, but I mean, you never really know. And really looking back on it, it'll be something probably down the line. I mean, now it's really our expectation to do it year in and year out, and someday look back on it, it's been a pretty nice run.
Well, let us take a look at the highlights from Cadet Field. The first time ever that the Reivers have played at Cadet Field with turf. How different was that?
I'll tell you what, it was amazing because the weather we've been having, that field would have been extremely tore up and mud all over.
As it is, good footing, and TJ Starks will start you off, rolls out right, throws down the field, and a strike. I'll tell you what, Michael Zachary has made about 3 catches this year that if he hadn't had to be taking a knee when he's making the catch, he'd be money. And there's the first catch for a tight end this season for Iowa Western.
Yeah, he checked down to him. That one there scared me a little bit, but it was good to get our tight end a catch.
Well, you see it fooled the cameraman too, as Michael Zachary with great touch from TJ just to get it over the outstretched hands of the linebacker there.
Yeah, and it was good. And then we come back with this one, and we've been practicing or working on that all week, just giving Javante or our outside guys a chance. And they did. He came down with a nice catch.
He skied up. He seems to make good body position when he is going up for the football as well.
He does have good ball skills and just putting himself in position to kind of shield the defender.
Ellsworth, let's just say they couldn't get it going on the day. They do force a fumble here, but the Reivers try to get back in on it. Looks like they come back up with it. So they do give him a chance, does the Panther defense. But Chester Graves, Elijah James, Elias Bell, Devin, I mean, the list goes on about the Reivers making some dents in the opposing quarterback, and then your quarterback takes off on the run. TJ got such good vision once he decides to take off and run.
Well, and I think he's getting a little bit more comfortable there, and it's good to see him take off and run.
There's a fumble by Ellsworth. You guys get it right back. Chester forces it, and the recovery made, and then back to work goes TJ, this time outside to Nick Singleton.
Yeah, when we get a turnover or we turn it over and we got one back, those obviously are huge when our defense can hold on that.
TJ feeding Flomo, now taking it himself and scores the touchdown. You're up 14-0 just like that. Got to feel pretty good about getting an early lead against Ellsworth.
I did, and to go, I think in our first 3 possessions or something like that, we scored twice, and so it's always a good feeling when your offense is moving.
Saw a little bit of extracurriculars there after that play, and it seemed to be a trend as it went on. But the Reivers trying to stay above that. Another pass to Nick Singleton. Quietly, he has produced 3 100-yard games on the season.
He has, and just been consistent. And a lot of them are, he's just finding his right spot at the right time and making plays.
Great play fake by Starks, and then Zachary cuts inside and on a line. It's the 3rd touchdown of the day. Michael Zachary with the touchdown. And again, the extra point, it's 21-0. Ellsworth really hasn't gotten going.
No, and like I said, now and we're kind of got them out of some of the stuff that they do, and they played a couple quarterbacks. We knocked one out. One was injured, and now this kid's playing.
They've hand off to Phillips. Nice tackle by Drew Dostal, who returns to the lineup for the Reivers this year.
And yeah, it was good. He came back from an injury, and it's good to see him out there making some plays.
Field goal attempt by Ellsworth and the high school uprights, and they knock it through. That's one thing about the field at Titan Stadium is that those uprights are adjustable, and they're college width for when it gets going for the Reivers.
For sure. You practice against them all the time. No, they're a little bit wider. They're not as tall, though.
Little bit of a big gain there for Nick Singleton. Then you hand off. Reivers trying to force it in, take a bigger lead. It's 21-3. How about the Michael Zachary show one more time? Great speed after he makes that reception.
Yeah, I mean, it's great because we get them into that formation and we're just trying to get a mismatch. And most of the time, number one's a mismatch on anybody and gets across his body.
Extra point blocked here. By the way, the lift from Josh and Michael this week, much better than it's been in the past. They've really been working on it in practice, clearly.
For sure.
It's like dirty dancing on the football field. A lot of effort for no points there for Ellsworth on the return to extra point. Reivers make the stop, and then it's back to work. Willie O'Hara, another double-digit day tackle-wise.
I'll tell you what, he's just been Mr. Consistent. I told him he set the standard. He can't go less than double digits now.
Quick throw outside. Marcel Barbie has been quiet since his big day in Hutchinson, although that is his only reception. You notice that they're targeting him a little bit more as far as the double teams?
Yeah, I mean, I think some of the things that we're doing draws him a little bit. That one there unfortunately got hurt on that play, but we missed a block from our outside guy.
Starks doing a great job running and throwing on the day. Nice throw to the end zone, and Michael nearly came up with another one. Triple teamed. You go to the half, up 27-3. Pretty good half of football.
I thought so. The biggest thing was when you play teams that are 1-4 and really don't have much to play for, and they within the region now they're down 27-3. There was a lot of talking back and forth, and like I really stressed to them at halftime is we got a lot more to lose than them, so we got to play a better half in the second half.
Great start for the Reivers. Could they close the door in the second half on their 9th straight conference championship? We will find out when we come back. This is the Coach Stroh Show, and you're watching it on the Reivers Sports Network and Iowa Western Television.
Papa!
From the IWTV studios, I'm Jake Ryan, along with the head coach of the Iowa Western Reivers, Scott Strohmeyer. Travel roster, you're short-staffed a little bit. You got a big lead at halftime. You said you talked to the guys at halftime. What was the talk at halftime? What did you discuss about the next 30 minutes of football?
Well, I mean, I thought we played extremely well, offensively and defensively, and special teams really was solid as well. The biggest thing, like I said, in those games is you cannot get caught up in this stuff because you make a mistake or frustrations or emotions, and now you hurt yourself for that game and your team that game and the next game because you got to sit out. So, and sometimes it's hard with 18, 19-year-old kids when they're being tested, and that's just, but we have to really do a good job because we're getting that in some, and we have some guys that, maybe get a little bit close to that spot, and we had to take some guys out just because I thought the emotions were getting to them.
10th year here at Iowa Western. You've obviously coached before, played. Do you hear things now on the field coming from mouths that you've never heard before, or is it all the same stuff that's been recycled?
No. I think it's completely different. Not that you didn't hear stuff. I mean, football is a physical game, and like I said, you got 18, 19, 20-year-old guys out there that are competitive. There's some things sometimes, but I think, and I don't even know what it can attribute to it, but there's lots of talking and extra. You got to get the last word in or the last. We had a couple kids I thought really did a good job, walked away from situations where they might have got hit late or jacked in the back or punched or whatever. You don't see that too often anymore. Now it's always, I got to stand up. You're testing my manhood here now.
All right. As we get set for these second half highlights, I want you to think about a little bit, who was the most clever smack talker that you've ever coached or played with?
I already know.
Okay. All right. We'll talk about that after the second half highlights. Reivers roll out in that blue-white-blue combo. Ellsworth with the all-purples, and they are down 27-3. They do get the second half kickoff, and, well, they'll watch it trickle into the end zone. Hunter Pinniger has done a great job on the kickoffs this year.
That's a great weapon when they don't have a chance to return, and generally those teams have really electric return guys, and to start them at the 25.
I cannot remember what wrestling move that is, but Perrion Winfrey has been really good at it this year. It is not a pile driver, according to Russ and Josh on our broadcast team. again, they bring in another quarterback. This gentleman is out of the Des Moines area and having a hard time hanging on. He does get it back on this possession. But they have to kick it away.
And again, a great job in the second half to come out again and stop them right away and get the ball back.
Nick Singleton on his back, indicating that was a first down. And then TJ Starks right up the middle again. Another good run. And again, he seems to be getting more and more comfortable as the week's gone on. Unfortunately, he gets a little banged up on that. You bring Clay Beathard in on relief.
Yeah, twisted an ankle there, and I think he'll be okay. But, Clay's always ready to go, and we throw him right into the fire.
Yeah, and he handed off a couple times and then takes off on a run of his own, sliding in for a Reivers first down inside the 10. And then back to work, looking to his left. I thought he did good on the progressions there. Gets it to Singleton, and Singleton almost gets in for the score, just a little bit shy. And again, quietly, his third 100-yard receiving game of the year, and then Flomo punches it in for the TD for Iowa Western.
How many times has Nick been tackled inside the 5-yard line?
He reminds me a little bit of, who was it? Was it Jalen Singleton, who had the fantastic year rushing, but he must have had like 4 or 5 runs of 60-plus yards. Couldn't get in the end zone on any of them.
For sure. It seems like that was a great play by Drew.
There's another one on for Drew in that open zone, and you talk about the fact that he was hurt, came back, possibly could have come back last week, but elects to come back and had a good couple of tackles in his performance.
He did, and in this time of the year when other guys are getting a little bit banged up, and just through the course of playing this many games, Drew's been ready to go.
Michael Zachary, almost too fast for his blocker there, does manage to do the little chow, chow, chow and get Javante in his way, gets a couple more yards, and then Flomo with nowhere to go. You guys kick it away, and then it's Jarrett back to work because he really had nowhere to go. Unbelievable performance by the defensive line yet again. Those linebackers as well in there.
Yeah, we did. I mean, when you can take them, make teams one-dimensional, and they don't like to throw it all the time, you can do some damage.
Good patience by Beathard, even with the pressure coming. Gets the pass over to Nick Singleton. Hand off to Flomo, and the Reivers really rolling as you are up 33-3 at this time. And then Beathard takes a shot downfield. Good catch again on the run. This time it's Mike Hill with the 15-yard reception.
It was good to see Mike come in and get a catch too. He's plays behind Michael Zachary right now, and wants to play and is ready to go for his opportunity.
Beathard taking a gamble, and this we thought for sure was a pick six. And then Clay Beathard just gets a hand on the foot, just trips him up. So a bad play, but also a pretty tremendous play for your quarterback to get back there and make that tackle.
Well, usually you're so frustrated.
And then the trick play, the lateral crossfield back into the hand of the quarterback. Not sure what he was doing there as he went into the end zone. Perhaps he thought he was going to have to jump a little higher, but they get their only touchdown of the day on that trick play.
Yeah, and you got to stop the momentum now. They got it. We throw a big pick, and Clay does a nice job, and then they go down and score with a trick play. And I thought this drive was crucial, even though I don't know if we get points on it, but it used up over 3 minutes of clock.
Flomo, 25 carries on the day, 95 yards, got a touchdown as well. And then they bring in a quarterback. He can't handle the snap. That was a little bit low, a worm burner as they call it in baseball terms or golf terms. And then the Reivers, unfortunate here as Zachary loses the football and they turn it over. That is a rare drop for Michael.
Yeah, and he's the type of kid that is going to catch those punts. And how many this year has he made in traffic and made huge gains? And it's just kind of one of those deals.
You get it right back on the interception by Cale Smith, and then the handoff to Milton Sargba. How about this run for Milton? Finally getting some headway on a run. He ends up giving somebody the worst end of the business there. Another handoff to the outside. A couple of good, inspiring runs from what looks to be a healthy Milton Sargba.
Yeah, I think it was really good, one for his confidence as well, just to kind of get back out there. He was really tired after this drive and only had like 5 carries, but it's good to see him out there.
Field goal attempt comes up short, and the Reivers got to cash in on their 9th straight regular season conference title. In fact, that's 25 straight wins over conference opponents. Pretty impressive considering that the only conference opponents left are Iowa Central and Ellsworth, and to pile up 25 of them over the course of the years, pretty good.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've never even really thought about it, that of all the conference wins, but ever since we've kind of got it going here in that second year, really, the first year we did okay too, but the second year, it's pretty impressive.
Well, you ruined Ellsworth's season that first year by punching him in the mouth, getting that. That was the first really kind of program-defining win for the Reivers, that victory at Ellsworth on Halloween in 2009.
I still remember it. We drove up to the place. I remember it, for what happened afterwards. But at the same time, just the game and you could go back and say that was really the game that really got our kids to believe that, hey, we can do something in this league. All
right, most clever smack talker in the history of Coach Strohmeyer's playing and coaching days.
The coaching days, the first person that came to my mind was Andrew Stone, wide receiver, and maybe I was just naive, but all the time there would be the coach or the referees would come over and they're like, 21 needs to stop talking. I'm like, you got the wrong number. Like, Andrew's quiet. And so then I started picking with the guys, and they're like, Coach, he does not stop nonstop. But, he never really got into any personal fouls or anything like that, but he was the instigator in all of it.
So you think he's faux Stroh then?
Yes.
Reivers wrap up their 9th straight conference title, and now the focus will be on taking care of the Jayhawk opponents that remain on the schedule. First, though, let's talk to one of the members of the Reivers' dark side that is making life real rough for opposing quarterbacks this season. Elijah James joins us next with Brent Pentecost when we return to the Coach Stroh Show on Iowa Western Television.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education?
What are you gonna do?
Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher.
You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess?
What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
From the studios of Iowa Western Television, this is the Coach Stroh Show. I'm Brent Pentecost. The Reivers have ripped off 2 straight wins, and while the offense is definitely coming around, it's a defense that continues to be the constant for the Reivers. Already 26.5 sacks through 6 games, and we welcome to the show now a guy responsible for 5.5 of those. Sophomore defensive tackle, Elijah James. Welcome to the show, Elijah.
Thank you for having me.
So what's it been like so far? Second on the team in sacks, 5.5, chasing Elias. for, the individual stats, what's it been like playing on this defense?
It's been great. We got so many good individuals, especially on the D-line. We got Devin and we got Mo Easy because Malcolm got his little injury, but everybody has been contributing very well to the team.
It seems like you guys have taken a really selfless approach so far this year. It's not about it's about the team, especially on the defensive side. What's that been like to have that mindset?
It's been great. It's working a lot well. It's working very well for the team.
So you guys end up taking a 9th straight ICCAC championship. What's it mean to continue that tradition here at Iowa Western?
It's a very great meaning. I did it last year. We held up the trophy. Now we get to do it again this year.
So you guys now have a dangerous team coming in Independence. 1-4, not expecting them to be a 1-4 team, but that's pretty dangerous itself. What's practice going to be like this week for you guys?
Probably very exciting. Everybody gonna have their egos up real high because they know Netflix gonna be here. But
so you're just ready to go out and show out?
Yes, sir.
So far this year, 6 games, the 1 loss to Garden City. Back hopefully to number 3 in the conference or in the rankings this year. What is your guys' mindset for the rest of the season?
It's just take every game one by one and win every game for the rest of the season.
So what's the transition been like for you coming from Chicago up here to Council Bluffs?
Actually hasn't been that big because the town I lived in is not that big, not a lot of people, and it's not a lot of people here. It's very small, seems like. But I don't really do nothing.
So what are some of your favorite things about Iowa Western since you've been here for 2 years now?
I know it's the best JUCO because all the other ones we look at it's not good at all. And it's very good. The calf, it got its days. I really like the tacos at the calf.
So you hear to her here first, guys. Tacos at the calf, Iowa Western, best JUCO in the country. Another edition of the show wraps up when we come back. He's Elijah James, collector of sacks. I'm Brett Pentecost, and I recycle plastic sacks. Not Captain Planet or anything like that, just doing my part. More Stroh Show right after this on Iowa Western Television and the Reivers Sports Network.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to savethefood.com.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you're beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
have the Army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
That was Dad's home.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
From Council Bluffs, Iowa, this is the Coach Stroh Show. Lots of cameras in this studio, but even more will be at Titan Stadium on Saturday and around campus as the hardworking crew of Last Chance U from Netflix will be on hand for the game. Coach, they're going to hang out with you guys for a couple days. You got to have things real close on the Iowa Western sideline as well as the Independent sideline, but how do you maintain a little bit of focus for this game, because you know that they're a pretty good ball club despite their record?
For sure, and that was probably my biggest thing. You know, I don't want to get out of the day-to-day operations and have any distractions like you already have a little bit with homecoming and all the activities. But, you know, really I think we just stress that the importance every single game from once we lost to Garden, the next one's the most important game of the season. And so you keep continuing to say that. I think they know what type of talent Independence has, and I was telling someone earlier that they might be the most talented 1-5 football team that I've ever seen and might ever see. So there's enough firepower there. So we have to be focused and ready. And you know, they put it on what we did to them last year at their place, the first game of the year, and then they see that we schedule them for homecoming. It brings a little bit more motivation.
Well, hopefully Fort Scott doesn't know that they were the first opponent scheduled for homecoming before it changed.
For sure, exactly.
So it's a game that has a lot of attention around it because of homecoming, because of the cameras. You guys just need to get out and play football. Do you expect the guys to maybe have some nerves behind them, knowing that there's that much attention?
I don't know. I mean, these kids nowadays, I mean, they're
always on camera.
Yeah, they are always on camera. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think that it'll bring more nerves. There's going to be some excitement probably. You know, and they're all ready for the opportunity. And you know, I really stress to them, we're not doing this to become an actor. We're still playing the football game, and we want to make sure that we play our style of game and it doesn't change just because there might be a camera or a homecoming game.
All right. Well, is there any added excitement knowing that there's a bye week next week after this one? And you get to stay at home the following game.
Without a doubt. You know, and we're getting to that point where we need that bye week. And, you know, hopefully our guys, and some of the guys who are banged up, they know they're gutting it through right now and saying, okay, I got a week after this one to rest up and get ready to go. So, you know, hopefully that's a little bit of motivation for them to come out and be ready to go.
All right, if you're making plans for Saturday, game time is 2:30 this week on homecoming. Pre-game on 89.7 The River will be a half an hour before that at 2 o'clock. Plans for live music at the free tailgate, which starts at 12 noon. Remember that there is also a Hall of Fame banquet the night before, and there's volleyball going on all weekend, and there's soccer going on all weekend. So we jam-packed homecoming weekend just for you. So for the River Vision crew and, of course, Brent Pentecost, our guest today, defensive marauder Elijah James, and head coach Scott Strohmeyer, I'm Jake Ryan. We thank you again for tuning in. We will talk to you next week, hopefully after another Reaver victory right here on Iowa Western Television. This is also the Reivers Sports Network, reminding you to wear your blue, be loud, and always go Reivers.